Good morning, Britain. Millions of retirees could see their pension increase slashed next year, wasn't it?
That is true.
Inflation's at, around 8.5%? Me that the government should also make it for pension credit and get money that they already should be, putting in their pockets.
Definitely. And I think
that pensioners, who are pretty hard done by, and that their pensions would go up in line with either wages, 5%, whichever was the highest. And a lot of pensioners are very grateful for that. If you're on the state pension, to have your pension go up in line with other people's wages makes sense, doesn't it?
They used to go up with wages.
By 75.
I remember it.
1999.
I remember it.
Claim it.
Yeah, that always happens.
Have a backup alarm, Andrew Pearce.
Well,
the Labour pitch would be, we'll increase taxes on those with the broadest shoulders. Angela Rayner wouldn't even say that.
Sure.
I wanted to say yesterday...
You were very good with it. Yeah.
Because the usual sort of fire and brimstone and those who earn more should pay more was not there. And interestingly, what she seemed to conclude was the Tory party in government has been a total disaster, so we're going to stick to exactly what they're doing. Didn't make any... Good morning, Britain. It's just gone 6 o'clock. We have someone who is a former political sparring partner of yours in this morning.
We do.
The former Chancellor, George Osborne. And it's the perfect morning to challenge him over the triple lock, because, of course, he was the Chancellor who brought it in.
He was. 2010, 2011. He said that one thing you learn in politics is sometimes when you feel a bit queasy, you've got to listen to yourself. And that day, we didn't. We said, we'll stick with 75p. And in the end, as George Osborne said... Interesting thing, though, yesterday, the Work and Pensions Secretary, Mel Stride, went on to the... So
the triple lock is your pension will either go up in line with earnings or with prices, or 2.5%, whichever is higher.
Whichever is higher,
yeah.
That's
and
right.
now...
Yes, but I think the issue is going to be, I think now earnings are actually... Then the earnings rate, 6.4, 2.5. Clearly, you're not going for 2.5 in this circumstance.
No.
There will be a big rise in pensions if the government goes ahead. It costs billions. We're getting a big pensions increase.
Yes, so 12 million people could receive a smaller increase in their state pension than expected next year because of this consideration of adjusting the triple lock, as it is called. It would save more than £600 million.
It's reported the Chancellor is looking at breaking that formula used to calculate the rise to bring it down from 8.5% to 7.8%. Still pretty high. But it would mean that some pensioners would get less than they were expected. Our political correspondent, Louisa James, is down in Westminster. We can go to her in a second, but the reason why this is so important politically is that, if the Conservatives don't pledge... First of all, though, competition time, brand new BMW, some cash up for grabs. Andy is live with us in the studio. It's been 41 years since they literally crashed onto our screens. Wannabe punk rocker Vivian, peace-loving hippie Neil were two of the four young ones.
I think we could all identify. Well, actually...
Really?
I couldn't identify with the students. I was saying that to you guys. As long as the set doesn't tilt us off. Talk to us about...
Theatre, Finsbury Park. It's coming so much still to come. Richard Arnold's here, and he's bringing...